Fairly good game considering the circumstances that we had in front of us. I mean, we're just coming back from a physically exhausting game against Atletico Madrid, where we attempted to come back from a 4-0 deficit. We were physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, and we had the pressure of Real Madrid being 1 point behind. I was able to watch the Celta game against Real Madrid yesterday, and they were able to win the game with basically the last kick of the game. So we had a tremendous amount of pressure in addition to the physical and mental fatigue we had from a failed remontada where we lost about 2 important players. Considering everything, this 1-0 win was massive, and kudos. I excuse the lack of sharpness because I know how difficult and physically demanding it is to play a game at San Mames. Even if Athletic Club have not been good this year, San Mames is never a good place to go to as an away team. They might not be good, but they will physically demand you to be at the top of your game. The pressing from them was suffocating, physically demanding, and we had to cope. Pedri was starting on the bench, and I wasn't able to drop a game preview, but I absolutely understood Flick starting him on the bench and only putting him on if he was required, because he exceeded the amount of minutes he was supposed to play against Atleti. But he was put on in the second half. I thought it was arranged pre-game or before the match started that he would play half and then Marc Bernal would play half, but at the end of the game, news came out that Marc Bernal had stomach issues, so he had to be subbed off at halftime. So it was not a tactical game, it was not something that was pre-planned, more just like it just had to happen. I want to start giving kudos to those who actually did well in the game. First on the list, as we always know, Juan Garcia had about 2 saves while the game was 0-0 to keep us in the game. One from Oyat Sunset, one from Soteo, I think Soteo, what is his name, a youngster, and then I think those are basically the 2 crucial saves he made from Oyat Sunset, and I think his name is Soteo. They are a youngster. He was absolutely immaculate today. His distribution, his reflexives, kudos to Juan Garcia. Amazing game from him. Cancelo put on a warrior's shift today. You could see that he was one of those who gave everything in the Athletic game, but he still came out, even though some of his ideas were not coming off. This is due to the mental fatigue, and he can be absolutely forgiven because he gave the effort, and you can never fault a player who gives his effort. Kudos to Cancelo. Now we need to talk about Gerard Maldini. I think you can call someone something so much and then that person becomes to believe it. I'll never stop praising Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin was absolutely impeccable today. He was amazing, and he's growing to be a very good player. Kudos to Hansi Flick for trusting him regardless of the situation and starting him at the ground like San Mames. Absolutely amazing. Pau Kubasi was immaculate today. As always, we know who he is. I know, let us not try to trivialize what Pau Kubasi is doing. He's a generational talent. as well as Lamine. As good as Lamine is, I think he's on that level with Lamine. I mean, this is an 18-year-old leading the defense of the best team in Spain and possibly one of the favorites for the Champions League. At right back, Eric Garcia was filling in for the injured Jules Koundé, and he put on a great shift. There was one 50-50 game where he was going in with the left back of Athletic Club. He absolutely had no business sacrificing his legs and his body like that, but it was absolutely amazing from him. Eric Garcia did absolutely well today. Then Macasado hasn't been 100% fit, as Flick has said in the last couple of games, but he put in a great shift today. He's one of those. Now, there's something about La Masia players that we don't talk about. What the outsiders don't understand is La Masia players are willing to give their all. You could see Eric flying in, not being scared of challenges. You can see Macasado doing likewise. He wasn't willing to lose any battle in the midfield today. Regardless of how smallish he might be in the midfield today, he was the smallest player in the midfield today, but he was not willing to lose any duel to anybody. And you know how athletic players are. They don't lose duels and they don't give up on duels. Great game from Macasado today. McBernal put in a reasonable shift today, considering the amount of strength he exhausted in the last game. He played half a game, but he's becoming to be very important, as Flick predicted. McBernal has become a very important player for us. Kudos to him. Olmo. It was not a good game from Olmo. It was an average game from him, considering what he's capable of. He tried to pick up the pace in the second half, but he wasn't as good. And he needs to improve. But anyway, he wasn't actually good, if I'm being honest, but I'll give him a pass. And I want him to improve for the Newcastle game, because we're going to need him in confidence. We're going to need him to be full of confidence. And we need to prop him up. Actually, I know he came off around the 60th minute and he was kind of angry. I won't say he was angry at the substitution, but I would like to believe he was angry with himself because he didn't put in a good performance today. That's what I think of Olmo today. At left back, Rashford was not good today. Sadly, bro. Rashford was not good today. Rashford didn't have a good game today. He wasn't beating players as he used to. He tried to use pace, but sometimes he loses the ball when he tries to use his pace to overtake players, even though he wasn't able to beat players one-on-one. Cancelo was the one beating players on that left wing. He wasn't as good. I think him and Olmo, not him, Olmo, and then El Tiburon, Ferran. I'm tired of trying to beat up Ferran. I think it is a low confidence something. I think most of the chatter we've had around Ferran has been getting to his head. I think we need to encourage him more to do better. And I think basically that is what Flick said after the game today, that Ferran strikers are being judged by goals, and right now Ferran is having a drought. We have to support him, and I believe we have to support him because no matter what we think of Ferran, El Tiburon, the Shark, we are going to need him for our chase in the Champions League and the title race in La Liga. So he needs someone to put an arm around him, and he needs to block out the outside noise. And I promise I wouldn't beat him up too much. When he gets a goal, then I believe I am entitled to resume, but Ferran is currently low on confidence, and we need him back and firing fully. Now I reserved this last spot for the star boy of the team. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lamine Yamal's team, and this is Lamine Yamal's year. He has bailed us out in a couple of games this year, and this game against Athletic Club is no different. People are saying he doesn't show up for a massive game, but if we don't win this game today, then the outside noise start getting louder than the inside noise concerning La Liga. Imagine going to San Mames and dropping points, and the Real Madrid are just 2 points behind you. They are absolutely cow dunk right now. Real Madrid are absolutely cow dunk right now, and they were just a point behind us, and we were at that point in the game they were just 2 points ahead of him. So imagine this game ended in a tie, in a 0-0 tie. Imagine how it would have been for people who are saying that Lamine doesn't turn up in clutch games or in big games. This is absolutely a very vital and crucial game. You might say it is not a small fixture, bro. It is not a small fixture. In Spain, Athletic Club versus Barca, I would say after Real Madrid, historically, after the El Clasico, Bilbao are the biggest fixture Barca can have, because they are the closest to us when it comes to the cup competitions. In Copa del Rey, they have the second highest Copa del Rey in the history of Spain, and historically it has always been a big fixture. If you can remember the Butcher of Bilbao, I don't know his name, but he's called the Butcher of Bilbao, where he nearly took out the head of Maradona when Maradona was in Barca. So for those who are trying to downplay Lamine Yamal, it's in games like this that determines La Liga, and Lamine Yamal has showed up clutch now. He scored a very, very vital, crucial goal that was reminiscent of Lionel Messi. He's worthy of that number 10, and he is the king of Catalonia now. I don't know why he stopped that crown celebration, but Lamine is currently the king of Spain and the king of Catalonia. Totally amazing and crucial game. Now, I didn't talk about Pedri. Pedri came on at halftime and he set that goal on the plate for Lamine. I know Lamine had to do the difficult part, but there's something about Pedri this year. Fortune have started to favor him. Most of the passes he gives out right now are being converted by Barca players. So kudos to Pedri. I think Pedri has almost hit 10 assists. If I'm not mistaken, he has almost hit 10 assists. So he's already shaping out to be a good year for Pedri, even though he has missed some time through a couple of games through injuries. He's going to absolutely have the numbers come the end of the year. Araujo came in as the last sub. He did what was expected of him. Basically, he calmed everything down. Our subs did all right. I'm trying to remember who came on. Pedri, Araujo, Lewandowski came in for Ferran. He had some few hold-up play and won a couple of fouls. He did okay. Rafinha was basically quiet, but he did all right. He did all right to see out the game. Omo came out for Fermin too. Fermin did the midfield job quite all right. I'll just say, considering everything that was before us, taking the 3 points away from the Basque country at San Mames was absolutely amazing and terrific, considering the fact that Real Madrid were fortunate enough to win against Celta Vigo. This was absolutely a must-win game, and coming out with 3 points, the performance wasn't as shabby as I'm trying to make it out to be, but it wasn't a great game, but a victory was absolutely good. And now we are back to thinking about Newcastle United for the round of 16 first leg at the St. James Park. Fermin said that it has been a physically demanding week, but they are already thinking about Newcastle, and that is the mindset we're supposed to have. Good victory. On to the next. I leave you by saying Visca el Barça, and please, I'd like to hear your thoughts about the game in the comment section. It's your boy, Barca Manager. See you for the preview of the Newcastle Barca game. Visca el Barça once again.